Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is going to be a quick take on a fragrance called Agave from a house called Coqui Coqui. And this is actually a Mexican perfume house that is now available in the United States at Lucky Scent and at Scent Bar in Los Angeles. I reached out to them to see if they wanted to do a Scent Safari video. They were gracious enough to send me not a bunch of samples, but they actually sent me a 15 ml bottle of a fragrance that they thought I'd like called Agave. Before I let you know how I feel about it, let me give you some background information on the house. They're based in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. All of the scents are meant to evoke the smells of that region in Mexico. So you get some have earthy jungle smells, warm salty sea air, tropical coconut groves. They're all unisex. On Lucky Scent, you can grab 100 ml bottles for around $90. Some of the titles include Coco Coco, Flor de Mayo, Tobacco, Madeiras. They also have sample sets available, candles, soaps, hair products, toothpaste, bath oils, a ton of products available. This house goes back to 2003. The perfumer who works on this is a gentleman named Nicolas Malval. And Agave came out in 2007, and the one listed note is Agave. Now, with this one, guys, I gotta be honest, I didn't get any press materials. And as of filming this video, the website is actually down. I will link to it. I'm sure by the time this goes up, they'll get the website back up. I'll tell you what I get out of this scent and what it's evocative for me of, at least. Really quickly, what's agave? Well, it's a plant that's pretty much indigenous to Mexico and some southern areas of the United States. Blue agave is what's used to make tequila. And I'm sure a bunch of you guys have heard of agave nectar. That's often used as a cooking alternative to sugar, and it's made from the sap of agave plant. Now, as far as what this one looks like, it just came in a little slide box that says the name of the house, Coqui Coqui. So just super simple. And then the fragrance has the name Agave, and unfortunately it's in a splash bottle. I'm sure you guys know, I've said it before, I like sprayers better, just because I feel like I get a better sense of the fragrance with a sprayer, but that's what it is. And then you have some brand's crest on the top of the cap. So a nice, very suitable presentation. So what does agave smell like to me? Guys, I think it's an absolutely stunning fragrance. If you like powdery and smoky scents, then I think you'll really like this one. I don't get any citrus. This isn't a citrus scent to me, even at the top. But there's something here at the top that's light. And I don't think it's fruity. I think the freshness is evoked by something green, and that could be perhaps a leaf or part of the agave plant. And that fresh greenness is heavily flanked by something smoky, slightly smoky, and something very powdery. I don't know that I've smelled something like this before. It's very unique to me. I would ascertain that the smokiness is coming from some sort of resin used in this, and I think that the powderiness is coming from either tonka or vanilla. But there's something very sweet and powdery there. It's a very natural smelling fragrance. There's nothing synthetic about this. It's very natural. As far as how it worked on my skin, it did great as far as lasting. I'd say this one lasted eight hours, a little bit 8 hours on my skin, which to me is the mark of quality. I didn't get great projection out of this one, unfortunately, and it did seem like a skin scent for most of the journey. For about 2 hours, it projected well. And then after that, it seemed like it sat on the skin pretty closely. But sometimes that happens with me when the fragrance comes out of a splash top instead of a spray. I'm not really sure. I'm sure there's some chemical or physical reason. But I really like this one because it has these really cool barbershop scent qualities, but then it's very much different from any barbershop scent that I've ever smelled. Sort of dries down to a niche high quality version of classic 80s barbershop scents like Paul Sebastian or Pierre Cardin. It has this coolness and this powdery sweetness, but then these smoky undertones, and I can't ignore the connection of this scent to good tequilas or mezcals, which also have inherent smokiness and sweetness that this fragrance has. But I want to be clear and say this is not a boozy scent at all, and while either sex could pull this one off, I think it's better suited for a man. It has a very masculine feel to it. So I really like this one. You know, when I reach out to a brand, why I want to do a Sensifor, just so you guys know, is I want to smell multiple things from the house. I'd rather get a bunch of small bottles than one big one, because I think it just gives me a better feel for the perfumer or the style of the house. So one day I would like to explore more from this house, because I think I have very positive experience. I think this is a really interesting scent, one I would love to wear. I think it's going to be really good for me in warmer weather. I just think it's a good warmer weather scent, but I'd like to see more of what they do, and I would implore you to check this out. They have a nice sample set available on Lucky Scent, where I think you get a bunch of these little 15 ml bottles for like 70 or 80 bucks, so that seems like a great deal. Good quality here, not a lot that I know coming out of Mexico, so I was super hyped to like explore these fragrances. And let me know if you have any experience with this house. I think you should check this one out if you're a fan of powdery barbershop fragrances. I don't think you'll know many people that are wearing this one, and I'd love to know what you think of it. And I really wasn't able to find any opinions on this one online, so if you've checked this one out, let me know what you think. Thank you to the house for sending me this one. And that's it, guys. Obviously, I'll see you with more quick takes and Sensiforas very soon. Guys, you already know what it is. My name is Maximilian. I must know. Thank you all so much for watching.
On day one, I met her hot stepdaughter. She's a cheerleader, she's a virgin, and she's really tan. As she stepped out of her massive car, I could only notice she was walking